Julia, thank you for being with me today on this short video interview.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah, I'm really excited to talk to you. And I understand we're going to talk a little bit about alternative medicine, holistic medicine, and the connection between our gut health and our overall health and well-being. But I just kind of want to start off by talking about you in particular, because you got involved in alternative, do you call it alternative medicine, holistic medicine, from a very personal level, didn't you?
Yes, oh, absolutely. I got involved in holistic medicine to save my life, as many people did in my field. I was born with compromised organs, and my father owned an insurance company. I was born in 1955, so I was sort of tossed by my doctors into the world of the pharmaceutical hit parade of the 50s and 60s. I spent many of my childhood years in and out of hospitals, and I had one organ failing after another, and then I was put on one drug experimentation program after another. So by the time I was a teenager, the doctors told my parents I probably wouldn't live to be 20. And I was introduced to a pioneer medical doctor named Dr. Robert Pottinger, whose family pioneered the understanding of environmental sensitivities, and he told my parents that if they didn't take me off the drugs I was on, I would die, which was in complete contradiction to what the doctors were telling them, which is that the drugs were keeping me alive. But the Dr. Pottinger said they're destroying my organs, and my immune system had been shattered, and that we needed to change my diet, which nobody had really recognized might have something to do with it. And he gave me tests for food allergies, of which there were only 5 things I wasn't allergic to, having become a universal reactor at that point because of my shattered immune system. And it was my turnaround. It was the beginning of me being able to live. I had been hospitalized so many times for anaphylactic reactions to various things. I carried a syringe in my purse at all times in case I needed adrenaline. I had 3 near-death experiences, and by the time I met Dr. Pottinger, I didn't really think there was much hope, but he really opened up my eyes that my healing had to do with the shattering of my immune system, and that natural foods and a natural lifestyle could indeed give me hope and turn the corner, and that was my beginning.
Well, it's a life-saving interest that you have in this, and
Yes.
you've kind of dedicated your life to studying holistic and natural medicine, right?
Absolutely. It's been my passion. It was actually something that I never imagined that I would do. I just told my first husband that if I could ever get well, I never wanted to be around a sick person the rest of my life. And he said, "Why do you think God gave you all these illnesses?" And I just didn't see the healing in that at all. It wasn't really until I got to Hippocrates Health Institute in Boston, and I was studying there and healing with Dr. Ann Wigmore, the mother of wheatgrass therapy and raw foods in the United States, that I began to see where my passion was and my connection to healing, and that indeed it was the path that was meant to be mine for life.
Well, let's get down into it a little bit, because I know you work a lot with gut health and helping people get healthy, because it really is, our gut is really the center of a lot of our the factors that play into our overall health and well-being, right?
Absolutely. And those of us who've been in the holistic medicine field have known that. However, now science is corroborating what we have always known, and that's fascinating because scientific studies are coming down the pike now by the week, verifying that yes, the gut indeed is the source of it all. 80% of our immune system resides there. 90% of our serotonin, which makes us happy, is made there. Our dopamine, which balances us, is made there. So indeed, it is the source of our healing, and sometimes the beginning of our problems.
So, typically when we think about gut issues, we think about digestive disorders, colitis, Crohn's disease, that kind of thing.
Yes, that's right.
But there are many other issues that we face in our bodies, things that we wouldn't even think of as being connected to our gut health that do stem from that area of our body, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's things like allergies, migraines, asthma, diabetes, blood sugar issues, to mental challenges like depression, which is very, very much gut related. And so, yeah, our weight gain, obesity, all of these things are very, very much gut related.
So somebody who's watching this video and saying, well, thank God I don't have Crohn's disease, I don't
Yes.
need to watch this, right? Just
Exactly.
about anything that's wrong with us can be traced back in some way, shape, or form back to our gut health.
Absolutely. If our digestion isn't working, nothing else is working. If our gut isn't happy, we ain't happy.
Right.
And,
the nutrients and vitamins and things in our food aren't being properly absorbed into our body, so they're not really going to work for us.
That's right. So we can't properly assimilate our food, and we can't properly eliminate our food. And when we don't properly eliminate our food, not only are we really uncomfortable, but our metabolism basically stops. We gain weight, which we can't figure out. It screws up our hormones, and it's kind of a slippery slope from there.
So let's get into some specifics about what we can do for just
Absolutely.
I guess for the average person who just, they don't have any specific digestive disorder. They just want to make sure that their gut is the healthiest it can be. And maybe they are suffering from things like depression or
Yes.
Blood sugar issues or those kinds of things. What are some simple things we can put into practice to help our gut be healthier?
Okay, so these may sound very simple, but things that probably your listeners know, but these are the things that make us well. Whole, natural, organic foods. Forget the processed foods, the fake fats, the margarines, the junk food. Our bodies don't recognize these. There's no way we can digest them. So that's a key. As much natural whole food, as fresh food as possible. Drinking lots of water, but not necessarily drinking it when we're eating so that our food can actually digest. And one thing that I really like to recommend to everyone is to take a food enzyme when they eat. And this is for your healthiest, most active listeners. A food enzyme it's sort of like a vitamin, but it's really a combination of all the enzymes that naturally make up our digestive fluids in our mouth, our throat, and our stomach. And by the time we're 40, we pretty much stop making digestive enzymes. And so what happens, even for people that are still, that are healthy and don't experience what they think are digestive issues, if they will take a food enzyme when they eat, especially one that contains hydrochloric acid, which is the enzyme that digests protein, which is a really important thing to get fully digested, then what they're going to notice is their energy level is going to soar. They won't feel sleepy and tired and slow after they eat, and it will help their food move through them so they won't be dealing with the problems in irregular elimination.
What about probiotics? Are they important too?
Oh, I'm a fan of probiotics. They are very important, not just after we've taken a course of antibiotics, which is a very important time to take them, of course, but yes, as a regular thing in our diet, because what they really do is help protect our immune system.
Are there probiotics that are better than others? I mean, how do we know which one to take?
Yeah, very good question. And there isn't any one probiotic that I think is better than another, because what I've noticed is everybody seems to have different reactions on different ones. So what I can say is go to the health food store, get something out of the refrigerated section. Even if you think that you don't have a milk allergy, it's always best to get a non-dairy probiotic. There are some that are made to not necessarily have to be refrigerated so that they're good for people who travel a lot, but you'd want to ask the person at the health food store what the highest potency is. And even if you don't take it every day, sometimes people think, oh my gosh, if I don't take a vitamin or an enzyme or a probiotic every day, I'm just going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. If you can just do this 4 or 5 times a week, 3 times a week, this is really important. And that the same is really true with vitamins or anything you take. Sometimes taking something 3 or 4 times a week might actually be better than taking it every single day, unless, of course, it's something that your body, a doctor has prescribed for you to take every day.
So it's probably a good idea just to kind of listen to our body, and our body will kind of tell us what's the best course for us as we kind of try and experiment with these things.
You're absolutely right. Listening to our body. However, with the caveat that so many people that I see in my practice are feeling so crummy that it's until they actually do a detox program, it's almost like their body is just kind of shooting random, I'm just not happy, I'm not happy. And it's hard for them to see what works and what doesn't work. So what I'll say is, yes, listen to your body, but to really allow your body to be a trustworthy read, you might actually have to do a little bit of a detox program till you get to a place where you're actually feeling good. So many people are just not feeling good way too much of the time.
You've written a book about how to detox, is that correct? It's like a 21-day detox program that you can put us through?
I have. I wanted to write, it's my second book, and I wanted to write a book that that was just like having me there with you for 21 days, kind of holding your hand through a cleansing program. It's not a juice fast. It's protein and vegetables and whole foods. It's eliminating processed foods, dairy, wheat, sugar, the things that we really want to get out of our body and lift our vitality and our energy.
Great. So we're going to have links to your books, and we'll have them on the website. If you go to onesimplething.online.com, you can find those links there. And we'll also have a link right here in the video as well, so people could just click on it. But Julia, thank you for spending this time with me. And I know for so many of us, again, even if we don't have what we consider digestive disorders, all of us probably, through all this junk that we eat and all the processed foods and fast foods and all these things, and I'm the worst offender of anybody. But if we could start working through these things, it makes such a difference, not just in our health, but in our energy level and all of these other areas of our lives, right?
That's right. Absolutely. Our energy level, our ability to be happy and productive and connect with the people that we love. Absolutely. And I'm starting a class called the Happy Gut Makeover, where I'm going to be meeting with people on the phone once a week to take them through the 21-day program. So it'll allow me to reach people all over the country, not just people here in California, and be able to work with them so that they can get through. People say to me, I know what to do, I just can't do it. So I want to make myself available to be a support system to actually doing it.
Well, beautiful. We'll put a link to your website in with the video as well, so people can track that down and make sure that they find out details about that. So again, Julia, thank you. I've learned a lot, and I'm certainly going to pick up your materials and start putting them into practice in my own life as well.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.